Before we get to the interview, everybody, I just want to let you know I'm Dave Bondy, independent journalist. Please help support my independent journalism and click the link down below to join my Substack or my locals community. It's only $5 a month. You can quit at any time. I left the mainstream media in order to keep it real. Joined by Cody right now. Really appreciate you joining me. And I found you on social media, and tell me a little bit about yourself and everyone who's watching. Who are you?
So I'm a freelance journalist in Canada. I've been doing cover the Freedom Convoy 2022 that went, and it was a very big movement. I don't know how many people saw that, but it kind of changed the world a bit. I know you guys had a trucker convoy in 2022 as well, and I think another couple other countries joined in, and it was a tremendous experience. And so that's kind of where I got started doing journalism and content creating, and ever since then, I've just been kind of going strong at it and continuing to spread awareness about what is happening in our country.
Yeah, if it wasn't for people like you or me or many of the other independent journalists, people would honestly not know about it, because I don't know if you agree, but the work that you're doing, that I'm doing, that others are doing, it's somewhat forcing, at least in the United States, it's forcing some mainstream media to pay attention, because we're making a ruckus, or people want this information. I think it's starting to make a difference.
No, I would agree that the mainstream media in Canada, we just had a bill passed not too long ago that censors news on Facebook and Instagram. So It's a lot harder for independent. We have, Rebel News and True North and Western Standard. We've got a couple independent ones that are now, struggling to spread their message because they would use those platforms like Facebook and Instagram. So for me, and there's a couple other of us who are just independent, who aren't with no organization. So we kind of get by, but those independent medias are now, having a harder time in Canada. And it's unfortunate that has come, that we can't even share news on Facebook without it being banned. So we got to keep spreading awareness on what is happening in our countries, because if it's not like people like us, it's only the mainstream media really in Canada that people can have access to. Besides, they can go to their website, but how many people actually go on the news websites for news? Like, I don't. I would just see it online and take a peek. But there's a lot of changes happening, and we've got to be aware and spread awareness about these bills that are happening, the laws that are being passed, and it's people like us that are doing it. It's not the big organizations. So
no, not at all. So you're in Texas right now, right? Or no?
Yeah, I am.
So what brought you to go from Canada down to Texas?
So in 2022, there was a lot of Americans that joined Canada, and the awareness was incredible. So I thought, if I can come down and support you guys and join in, I feel like a duty to, like, I'm being called to do it. So I felt there's a couple other Canadians that are coming down. I don't know how many, but you guys have shown your support for us, and I think it's time for us to show our support to you guys for helping us and supporting us.
What is happening? We've heard like a convoy. I haven't heard exactly, is it organized, or what is going to be happening over the next days or weeks? What have you heard that will be happening at the border? And I know a lot of I'll call them the leftist media, is trying to make it seem like you or others are a bunch of terrorists. But what is really going to happen at the border? And really it's about safety, and it's about securing just like in Canada. What is happening at the southern border? What are you hearing?
Yeah, they're not going directly to the border. They're going to kind of keep their distance for those reasons. They don't want to be labeled. And there is a website, I think it's called takingourborderback.com. I think that's their official website. And there's a couple groups. There's one in California, one in Arizona, and one in Texas. So they're going to rally up and show their support for the borders to try and protect them. And you need to. You don't want a bunch of people coming across the border illegally. Like, there's ways to go about it legally, and that's all they want. And so right now there's about 100 trucks or so in Texas. Hopefully that number grows. In Canada we had tens of thousands. So I do hope that people, especially in a state like Texas, really show their support for their border. So it'll be curious to see Saturday how big this grows. We are hearing that there's going to be, hundreds of thousands of people. I don't see that happening right now, but that may change, and I really do hope that Texans and people of America show up to stop this illegal immigration.
Really, it's just to show for there to be a presence, to let to have it where the mainstream media, they have to cover this. And it's really a show of presence. It's not like I'm hearing on certain networks in the United States, oh, they're not going to be people with guns shooting everywhere. It's basically just Americans, Canadians to show up and be there to show a presence, right? That's really all it is.
To spread awareness about what's happening.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been for how many years now? And Trump tried to build the wall, and he did. He got sort of started, but it takes time. And we have lots of illegal immigrants coming into Canada from different countries, and they're crossing the U.S. Canadian border. So even there is a big issue that we need to talk about too. So it's not just the Mexican U.S. border, but this is happening everywhere, and people need to be aware. And there's a lot of people already in the United States. I don't know how many more you guys can accept before like jobs become an issue in housing. So there's a reason that there's a cap on how many people they want to bring in and stuff. So just it needs to be done lawfully, and that's just what the people want. They're not here to cause a ruckus. They're not here to, just like in Ottawa, we weren't there to cause a scene or to fight with anybody, and we came to peacefully spread a message, and that's what they're planning to do here in Texas.
How long did you just arrive, or you've been there a day or two, or
I just arrived in Texas last night.
Oh, okay.
Been really awesome here, very friendly. So I'm very thankful for that, and I did a little tour of the cities here. So I'm excited to meet more Texans and more Americans.
I'm going to be going down there probably soon. How can people find you? You talked about spreading your message, but how can people follow you on social, or what's the best way to keep up to date with your travels for the general public?
Yeah, so I'm on Facebook. Just search Cody Kunts. I have a website you guys can check out and support. I'm also on Instagram and Twitter, or X. I'm not very active on there, but that is a very good platform, I have to say, especially for Canadians.
What's your website, real quick? Your website is
.com. It should
say
be
that again.
CodyKunts.com. CODY.
Cody okay, I'll put a link to that in all my platforms as well. Yeah. Okay, so far down there, you just got there, so you really haven't been able to see everything. You're just starting your mission of looking at everything.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see, especially what the news. I know there has been some false information out there, which is kind of unfortunate. I seen there was a video of a bunch of tractors and stuff that were all lined up, and they're like, "This is happening in Texas right now." And it's like, no, that's not what's happening. That video is from a couple of years ago. So I'm just here to spread a message and just to show like the truth, because people are being lied to, and even in independent media and everywhere, their videos spreading online of look at all the tractors and stuff, and it's like, no, I just want to show what is truly happening, and that's it. And we need to be more cautious about what we're believing online and in the news. So hopefully we'll raise some awareness about that too.
Absolutely. Okay, well, I just wanted to bring you on. Hopefully we can bring you back on when you're in your adventures there, but yeah, I really appreciate it. And like I said, I'll be going down there probably not until April, but you, me, others highlighting the situation. I'm going to put your platforms out there, and stay safe as well.
Thank you. Yeah, well, hopefully maybe we'll talk on Saturday.
I would love to do so. So thank you very much. Have a good day. It looks like the weather, I'm in Michigan and you're from Canada. It looks like the weather is a little better there than it would be in Canada right now, probably.
It is. I'm not going to complain.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.